Hey friends, Dr. Christy here. Time to follow up on the headache short video I did last week. If you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out really quick. Headaches come in multiple forms, different varieties. There's migraines, there's the cluster headaches. Generally speaking, there's so many different types of headaches. How do you know which remedy is best for which kind? I'm going to go through a couple different options. Number one, it's totally possible to get a headache because you're sick. When you get the flu, you even have a cold, you get congestion, sinus pressure headaches. Those sometimes require nutritional or herbal intervention to help clear out the mucus out of the sinuses. Things like vitamin C, of course, extra water, like I mentioned in that short. Other antiviral or antibacterial herbs or vitamins of some kind, lauricidin, which is a monolaurin supplement, in addition to potentially golden seal extract, astragalus, echinacea, things of this nature. There's so many different varieties. Even iodine, believe it or not, can be helpful in pulling mucus and thinning mucus so it doesn't impact the sinuses so much. So if you're sick and it's building up in that kind of sense, I always think of immune support to help support the headache. Oscillocossinum, if you haven't heard of that one yet, it's a brilliant homeopathic fluid. I highly, highly recommend that in the early stages of any kind of illness, especially if it's non-specific symptoms like that. Number two, aside from illnesses, you might get a headache because I call it a cervicogenic headache, where your neck or your occiput, some part of your structural part of your structure between the head, the skull, and the lower cervical spine is likely misaligned. Visit your favorite chiropractor and they can help adjust that. There's many different ways that you can get adjusted. Some people do not like the cracking in the upper neck. It can be irritating or a little bit threatening for you. If you feel that way, just tell your chiropractor, I don't like the adjustments where there's cracking and it's super fast. Most of us will adjust, no pun intended, we will adjust our style to make you feel comfortable because there's many different ways to skin a cat, so to speak. So they're cervicogenic headaches. Another type of headache I often find comes from when we have a food sensitivity or an allergy to something, whether it's an environmental allergy or something allergy-wise that we've consumed that our body just doesn't care for. So it's essentially toxic, and it's like, oh man, I'm getting inflammation, I'm getting swelling in my brain, and your body's trying to tell you, I don't like what you've done. Once again, one of the greatest things you can do in this kind of scenario is extra water to flush that out, potentially look back at your food for the day or what you've done to determine what that trigger may have been for you. Sometimes it's obvious and it's alcohol, like wine does this to some people frequently. Could be chocolate, could be sugar. That brings me to my next point though. Sometimes it's actually not just what you're consuming, but what you might be trying not to consume. Caffeine and sugar are notorious for giving people withdrawal headaches. They are a drug. Whether you like them or not, whether you have them every day or not, they're a drug, and they need to be treated as such. If something gives you withdrawal symptoms when you stop eating it or taking it in, it's essentially a drug to your nervous system, and your body will react as such. If you're having withdrawal symptoms from either headache, from either sugar or caffeine in some essence like that, once again, the best thing I recommend, staying the course, lots of water, lots and lots and lots of water. The solution to pollution is dilution. So when you've got a lot of stress and you've got stuff needing to purge out of your system, push more water and minerals through. And lastly, sometimes you just get a headache because you're tired, or energetically speaking, not like your energy that you're tired, but energetically you're picking up on other people's drama, you're picking up on your friends or your partner's issues and their emotional stress and whatnot, and you just feel depleted. In these scenarios, sometimes you just got to deal with it and go outside, take your shoes off and ground in the grass, go take a nap, and just respect your body for where it is and take care of yourself. Those are my tips for all the different types of headaches that I can adjust right now. Migraines are a totally different ballgame. Everyone gets migraines for different reasons. For that, I kind of really suggest one-on-one personal approaches to really get detailed. Sometimes it's hormonally impacted and whatnot. So those are the very least what I had covered in this video. I believe should cover about 80% of the headaches out there. Even if you do suffer from migraines, take a quick gander back through the different options that might support the other types of headaches, because most frequently there's something in there that'll support a migraine too. Any questions? Drop them below, and have a good rest of your day. Talk to you soon.